Hey guys, Metaloid here, and today I'm bringing you another 2v2 video. This time I'm playing with Blopped and reversing Kiss and Pursue all day, 24/7 on Labyrinth. This is a Anders Arbiter versus Cutter Arbiter on this map, and for those who know quite a bit about this map, Arbiter is really good on it, and any other Covey is just unacceptable, just kind of imbalanced in that way. Each team has a good hook, so you got to make sure that you get that. And in this game, I'm just going to send my offensive protector right over and have my ghost just clear out those sentinels. Some people will send their offensives through the hook, or some people will send them back on defense, or some people send them on offense. You know, it just depends. You know, you kind of just got to mix it up, I guess, seeing on how you feel. So I'm actually going to be able to make him cancel his second pad, which is very good for us to start off. Now, we have an Anders and they have a Cutter, so this should give us a late game advantage, but the thing is that Cutter can also get to Grenadier faster. So Anders is really good on this map because the Cryo Bomb is just pretty good because it can knock down as many Sentinels as you want. I'm not exactly sure if there's a cap to it. As far as I'm concerned, every Sentinel that gets caught in a Cryo dies. So in this game, we should have a slight edge, especially late game, but it really doesn't matter that much, other than like early game like lucky shenanigans with Cryos. So they had sent an offensive up, but I have my offensive back. So I'm just going to be trying to play defense on their offenses with my offensive, which should be working out for us just fine because we should be able to get sight on everything first. Now I'm going to be getting my Arbiter out relatively soon. Looks like I delayed pad accidentally because I'm struggling to do everything on this TV. Oh no, that was a different game. Good. Good, so I'm going to get my Arbiter out, Temple 4th. Temple 4th is generally an acceptable thing to do on this map. It's a bit risky if they try to play like aggressive Temple 1st offense, but most people won't try to do that sort of thing. And it's questionable whether that really is effective. So I tried to steal the hook by just quickly grabbing an offensive. But I was unable to do that. I'm not sure if my ghost was able to take out that offensive at the last second. I think it was. I think I did trade my ghost for that offensive, so that's actually okay. And I'm just gonna, now that I have my Arbiter out, I'm gonna try to send him over to the hook and pick up the money on the way. I want to just get myself situated in this game and be all set. Because I want to make sure that I'm able to upgrade all my pads and get all my pads up before I really want to start raging stuff. Because that way I'll be best set up for the late game, so I can get to a Tech 2 Arbiter, and then I'll be able to rage on Cheap Rage, because raging before Cheap Rage is kind of costly. Doesn't even matter how many supply pads you have, it's just expensive. So we have Gunner now, and we see that they have some offensives they were stacking up. I have an offensive back on defense at his base, which could auto-target depending on how far they drive in, but I do want to pick off the one hog that they have at this hook. Unfortunately, I'm not in regular rage mode, so I can't pick off that shield as it comes out. But either way, I am able to kill one hog. It's a bit expensive, but I do get it. At the same time, they have their Arbiter raging down like all of our hogs, so that's fun. So I'm like, oh, and you're losing all your hogs. Okay, good. So now they have an Arbiter on offense, and we don't have really enough hogs to push him off. And I'm just sitting at this hook, essentially doing nothing. But there's nowhere for me to be because I want to be where their hogs are, not where that Arbiter is. There's no business. I wouldn't do anything on defense. He's got a bubble shield, and I mean, me slapping him, that's just obnoxious, but doesn't really do anything. I do have an offensive protector back, so I should be able to pick off his offensives. So I am able to pick that one off, and then I'm just going to run back, and then once I regain a sight advantage, then I'll be able to try to pick that other one off. He's trying to run it back so that he has sight from his Arbiter, but I'm going to just keep trying to hover it over the pads and keep it back by the base. That way I'm able to pick it off without losing mine. That's why it's tough to play offense on a base in this map, because of the protectors. They one-shot each other, and the sight advantage is everything. It's like with like Gremlin stuns or cannies, you'll get first stun or first canny sort of deal. So I'm just gonna keep making sure I upgrade my pads, and I'm just avoiding going for stuff right now. Going with my Arbiter anywhere, I'm just gonna sit it there. Hopefully they don't come over. I am able to pick off that offensive again. So I've now killed, was it two or three offensives just with my one offensive, just because I had line of sight. So it looks like he's going to be able to kill one of our upgraded pads. That's not the best thing for us, but at the same time we are clearing a base, so we should be able to take that and get ourselves back into this. The thing about this map is that more hogs is always going to be better than more upgraded hogs. So if then not more great higher tech. So if they have like 5 grenadier hogs, I'd rather have 8 gunner hogs, especially because the bubble shields make it so that ramming is just so much more effective. So in this case, I see his hogs there, and I'm just gonna have to. I'm trying to tech Defiant, and I am able to pick off his 2 offensives with my offensive again. He's fighting me with his hogs, so I'm just gonna fight him. I want to cut his hog numbers down, even though it's expensive, because they already had cut some of our hog numbers. So I need to return the favor and try to level us out. Here, I don't know why he's not splitting, and he wants to give me a click, but I do manage to make him throw a D-bomb, so that's really good for us, even though I was out of supplies. But he doesn't know that. He has to assume that I'm just going to get clicks from my UNSC. Fortunately, I think I did that just before Defiant finished, so it's oh well. We have our hogs and their D-bomb now, so that's really good. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that that one protector that they had back there in time to stop it from picking off the pad. I do kill it, so that's really good for us. But their Arbiter had recalled in that, and now we're holding their D-bomb because we have more gunner hogs than they have Grenadier. And Grenadier doesn't really fight gunner the way it needs to hold that with less hogs. So because we have more hogs, we're able to bully him out of his own D-bomb and potentially kill a pad to return the favor. So that's good for us. I'm sending my Arbiter through so that I can either light up the base or the hook for us, but at the same time we just want to be able to pick off as many of their hogs as possible and then hold the D-bomb and get out with our hogs in time. So I tell him just to go towards the middle of the map, that way he can avoid the Arbiter, because he knows I told him, made sure he was aware that the Arbiter was set up behind him to try to catch him from retreating that way. So we have another hog trailing. But now I'm just going to run in with my Arbiter, because I saw a few hogs that were low shields and low health that I wanted to try to pick off. So I am able to pick off one hog there. And I believe I got 2 hogs, and I try to recall, but I just can't click my list because I suck. Because this, I don't know, I just can't, I keep missing things on this TV because it's delayed on everything, so it's just annoying. That's why I'm not playing UNSC at the moment. It's just pretty impossible for me to win any sort of like hog micro scenario because if you notice, you'll keep watching my cursor like overshoot things and then have to go back and try to correct. Just really annoying. But now we have their hook. Unfortunately, I lost my Arbiter, but at the same time, I did manage to take 2 hogs with me, and we did have more hogs, and we're now going to have Grenadier, and we do have a base up, so they can potentially push up and kill that base, but I should be able to get my Arbiter back in time to stop them from doing anything, because I paid for it right away. We have our hogs backed by my temple, and I'm telling him he needs to drop a D-bomb, but apparently he's like low money, so I'm just trying to give him a click real quickly so that he can drop that D-bomb, so that, well, so that they don't kill all of his hogs, but they also maxed my temple. Fortunately for me, I queued my Arbiter right away, so I am going to still get my Arbiter back out. So although I'm going to lose my temple, he spent 600 on that, and I still got my Arbiter back, so they can't end the game or anything like that. So that's gonna, and we have a base, so that'll slow them down quite a bit. I'm trying to get close enough to possibly jump into that D-bomb and kill a few hogs or so, but we're just trying to zone them out of the D-bomb. I gave my teammate some clicks so that he can potentially get Goss or just do anything, because I can't really do very much. There's a D-bomb there, and I'm not going to be able to get my temple back. He still has too many Grenadier hogs in there. Unfortunately, although they are low health, I can't get in there, and we don't really have enough hogs to push him out. So I'm just going to rage run to the bottom hook. Well, not the bottom hook, the is it northwest hook, I guess, in this case, because I want to be able to quickly grab a bubble shield for my Arbiter and then just get back on D to catch the hogs as they try to escape. I'm just going to queue up another supply pad as opposed to my temple this time. I guess I could have been queuing and dequeuing that, or queuing and dequeuing turrets to stall for time, but I was rage running. So now I'm gonna recall it so I can get back to my base, and now I see where their hogs are on the mini-map, and we have our hogs trying to block them. So I'm just trying to get into a good position to pick those off, so that we'll have a good hog advantage, because I know we're going to be behind an Arbiter, because I had to pay for a temple and another pad. He had some startup hogs there, so that was It's good for him, but I was able to kill one. I can't chase this other one down, unfortunately. I'm seeing if maybe I can just catch it as getting a boost off one of the sentinels, but it's just not enough. He has another hog near my base. I'm just going to try to run around the other side and potentially pick it off on its way back to the Arbiter's base. My temple is coming back up. Once that's back up, I'm definitely want to get on Tech 2, so because I know their Arbiter's gonna have Tech 2, and if I don't have Tech 2 and they do, that's really bad for us because neither of us or the Unit Cs have a D-bomb, and if they have an advantage with Arbiter, that would just be really bad for us. So now he has this hog over here, and it's one of the starred hogs, so that's good. I'm able to kill that, and he bought another shield, but I can't pick that off. So I'm not shielding my base because we're just going to keep having hogs on defense with my Arbiter, and it's not like they can actually push through us because they don't have hog numbers either. Unfortunately, at same time, that means that if their Arbiter were to come over and try to fight my hogs and the Arbiter, my teammates' hogs and my Arbiter, he'd be able to kill quite a few hogs and then recall, and then just get a heal. But we're just going to be clearing that base out. I'm trying to get quickly into Vicious Blades because I'm sure he's probably already at least paid for it, if not already has it. And we're just going to keep clearing bases and trying to take more bases. He bought the base at the bottom, so hopefully he'll be able to get that up successfully. And then we have our hogs clearing this stuff out. I told him he shouldn't be here because he's got to leave and let me pick up this money because he doesn't have enough bubble shields to fight the Arbiter. So if the Arbiter were to show up, he wouldn't be able to, he'd just lose a lot of hogs. So their Arbiter is actually already on his Tech 2. Vicious probably already has Spiteful, but he's raging down that expansion base. Unfortunately, Blop doesn't delete it, so he's able to get some bit of health off of it. It's not too significant because he was already essentially full health and we weren't really trying to fight him there. But now Blop's going to have to just pay for this base instead. That's actually better though, because these are the bases you want your UNSC to hold. The top one and this one. Because you can sit your hogs essentially in front of my base and defend 3 bases at once. Or you can sit them on the top side and then we just have 2 scouts and then we'll defend everything. I'm going to start raiding their Arbiter because I really can't let him deny our 3rd base. And we don't really have the hog health to deal with them. I have to just do it. Unfortunately, I didn't have cheap rage when I did that, but it's enough to make him recall. I probably wouldn't have recalled, honestly, but the thing is, he doesn't know when my hogs are coming in. So he wanted to be safe and not risk losing his Arbiter. So now I'm just going to quickly go over to this base, because now we're pretty far behind. I need to, well, Blop likes it, seems to like our position in this game. I feel like we're pretty far behind, because I'm far behind. He's probably in a decent spot in terms of hogs, but I'm behind. So I just quickly go behind the base and pick off any sentinels they have there. He did have one sitting there, so I just quickly kill that, and I'm just going to buy the base. Buying the base means that I'm going to be really slow into Tech 3 if I ever get to Tech 3, but at the same time, it'll pay off in the later game, and potentially I should be able to build air off of it. If in 1v1s, a lot of the times what happens is the Arbiter that will expand and get a shield on it wins the game, but that's not the case if you're both trying to go for a Scarab. So I need to make sure that because I'm expanding, I have to make him spend money some way, by either making him build vampires, or by building like grunts or something. That's usually in 1v1. I wouldn't building grunts in 2s. But just some way to make him spend money so that my double base pays off. Because that's essentially with the 500 for the base and the 200 for the shield, that's 700 that he's going to be ahead. And he's already ahead of me by a considerable amount. So I need to make sure this base pays off before he just gets a Scarab, walks across the map, and kills us. So I made sure I just put a shield on that. I paid for a shield, and I'm just trying to rage run over, but I keep getting stuck on stuff. They sent another offensive just before my shield gets up, which is really unfortunate. But I'm going to have to quickly recall onto that. I have to quickly kill that, because I need to be able to get this base going. And now that his offense is dead, and I don't think he has sight anymore, I'm going to queue a summit. I want to make sure I'm trying to be sneaky with these Banshees that I'm trying to go for here, because I need them to be a surprise, because he's already got a better eco than me. He can easily expand, he can easily get a summit up and just build vampires and then stay ahead. But I want to try to set it up so that we can potentially play base trade, because they know I have an expansion base, but he's probably thinking I'm probably also going for a Scarab just like him, And at this instance, I'm just going to shield my main base because we're thinking possible base trade style. I'm going to be getting 2 summits up right away, and from then on, I'm just going to be just trying to spam out as many banshees as possible. And if they try to commit to a base trade, then we'd be in a pretty decent spot because the only thing they'd have is a Tech 3 Arbiter, and we're going to have our D-Bomb back. So I'm just going to queue upgrades for the Banshees first, instead of actually building them, because these are just trying to be surprise Banshees. I'm not trying to use them. Typically if you were building Banshees to build Banshees, then you would actually use them, and instead of going for the upgrades first, you'd build a few of them, and then get boost, and then get repeating cannon. But I'm just going to try to upgrade them instead of building them, because I'm not even sure that I'm going to be able to get away with them. So I don't want to show them for as long as possible. I'm trying to go over here with my Arbiter. I'm trying to rage down some of his non-shielded hogs, pick some off, try to give us a potential lead in the hog count, and then just recall. So I'm paid for repeating cannon. I'm about to start spamming them out, and I give Blop the click because I want him to heal us and have a little heal party, because his hogs are pretty weak compared to I guess their entire army. So my Arbiter's also a bit weak. He needs a heal. And I figured we may as well do it together. I'm just checking to see if he's recognized that I have a summit yet, and I'm seeing that I don't believe he does. So since I don't think he knows I have a summit, I'm just going to keep going forward with this Banshee, this attempted surprise Banshees. And now we have our triple base. We're trying to get into a tank transition. Block doesn't upgrade like any pads, and I'm cringing a bit, but it's okay, because I think that somehow he'll make this work, even though I don't believe that he has the eco to really do it. But I guess since he is sitting around max pop, that he can make it work. And I'm just looking and seeing like, oh, they have like all upgraded pads and depot, and he's obviously down that reactor, which means he's already paid for his power turret. So I'm just thinking like, that's not too fun for us. I see his Arbiter over there because when you have a bubble shield, you can't hide. You can't. It's just the way it is. So no matter what, you'll be able to see that Arbiter. I think that if the bubble shield, oh right, okay, this is scumbag. You don't do this. But if your bubble shield is glitched off of your Arbiter, then they won't see you on the mini map, but they'd still see your floating bubble shield. So if they actually looked, they'd see the bubble shield going around. But I don't think that they see the color. I don't remember. I tested this once. I just don't remember exactly what happened. I just think it was just kind of stupid to begin with, so I just didn't even bother with it. Because it's not like you're going to really want to be like running around sneakily with an Arbiter anyways. Unless, I mean, if you're scouting, they can't hit you to begin with, and if you generally want to be with your army as opposed to without your army. On a side note, if Cryobomb does not hit the actual protector, it won't drop a bubble shield. So when people glitch shields, it's kind of a big deal. And it's never okay. Mostly everybody in the high-level community will agree that shield glitching is to be frowned upon and should never be done. It's just one of those things that happens to be in this game, but it's pretty universal that leaving bubble shields around the map would essentially not only give sight on like a hook, but it would give sight on an Arbiter, and so you'd never get your hogs caught, even though you didn't even do anything special, like or anything even remotely skillful. And the same goes for like glitching offensive protectors, because that's just not okay either. Because not being able to kill that sort of unit, it's just not okay. So now we're trying to go for YOLO swag onto their Arbiter base, but they already have power turret tanks, and I do have 11 repeating cannon Banshees, and they just see them for the first time. But we don't have enough Gauss in the right position to be able to get at that base. So we're just going to have to abort on this first attempt, unfortunately. So now that we've lost our hogs, I'm thinking, okay, well, we've lost this game, but I was thinking, like, you getting tanks or anytime soon, and oh, okay, that's a power turret tank. So, although he doesn't have any upgraded pads, except maybe 2, I think, we do have power turret tanks, so that's a plus. So now I'm thinking that we should be all right because now we have a good amount of air and we are on PG. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to start building vamps soon so that we can deal with so that I can deal with his vamps or Scarab whenever he builds it. I mean, if he's building a Scarab, then I just keep going for Banshees. But I mean, he still has Goth, so he can still chase me around for now, even though I do have repeating camp. So now I'm just trying to pick off anything anywhere I can, and then we should be pretty set to continue with this. Typically in this type of game on Labyrinth, where people are sitting back, you want to be upgrading your pads just like Kiz did, and go for a tank transition on upgraded pads, and then get your barracks up and your field armory, and get all that good stuff upgraded, and then you should be pretty set. So I'm just trying to pick off stuff anywhere I can. We have our tanks pushing up on offense. They have their tanks pushing onto our UNSC top base, but we're going to try to trade a UNSC base for a Covey main base because we're kind of worried about them getting to a Scarab. We are able to pick off one Spartan tank, which is pretty good for us, but I do have 16 repeating cannon Banshees on that base. So I'm not sure how many vamps he's going to have yet. I can see that he has an expo because he doesn't have a summon on his main base. And I'm quickly trying to check to see what tech those vamps are. They're just tech 1 vamps, which means that he recently started building them, which is pretty good for us. Because that means that he's not going to really have enough to quickly deal with my Banshees in time. We throw a D-bomb in front of the base, and so now we have 5 power turret tanks and, well, 14 now, Banshees targeting the base down. So we should be able to kill this base, and I don't believe that there's anything that they can do to stop us at this point. Now, the next order of business is to deal with the power turret tanks that are killing our UNSC Expo at the top. So the Expo is pretty low health, and I'm going to try to get my Banshees, as many Banshees as I can, out, and boost them back and send my Arbiter and recall my Arbiter to try to deal with these power turret tanks. If you see on the minimap, the Expo never actually died, so there's potential for us to throw a heal on it, but we don't know if they're trying to go back with their Vamps or their tanks. He throws a D-bomb, but my Banshees do pick off another tank, so he only has 3 power turret tanks, and we have our tanks coming on the way back. And if you look now, we have somehow, out of nowhere, we have Chain Amp Gremlins. So Chain Amp is pretty good. I was not aware that we had Chain Amp Gremlins, and now they're just going to finish off this base. But Chain Amp's pretty good, so I'm thinking we're doing all right now. I have to actually try to make vampires as opposed to keep making Banshees, because as long as we have the ground war, as long as we have the air war, then we should be pretty good on the ground with Chain Amp. Unfortunately, now we're on 2 base UNSC to their 3 base UNSC, but we should be pretty good because I'm able to deal with air. And from now on, it's just kind of I guess a back and forth fight of attrition here, getting more tanks and gremlins, and then me getting a completely dominant air force, I guess. So I'm just gonna let it play out, and I'm just speed it up from here on, and maybe I'll try to do some funky picture-in-picture or something with a different video, maybe showing like the standard sort of UNSC side, because I don't really want to keep uploading games on Labyrinth. This is a long one as it is, and I think that Labyrinth is just kind of one of those maps that is accepted as kind of terrible, just because of the whole bubble shell dynamic. Only Arbiter's usable, and like raging, it's pretty good compared to what air can do. Air's good on the map, but it's just doesn't really compare to the ability to quickly kill their hogs and then just win the game. So Labyrinth just being one of those maps with a dumb dynamic like this, especially with the glitching of your shields, like the shields may not come up on your hog or ghost, and offensive sometimes missing their shots. It's just not the best map, especially because you can also like canny through the back walls and stuff on those pocket bases. At this time, I'm just gonna speed this clip up, put it into about double speed or something like that, maybe even 4 times, just because it's just a long, drawn-out match. And then after this video is over, I will put another video at the end of this one, another game, on Labyrinth, and that will be a Cutter Arbiter Mirror. in which I'm playing UNSC in that one, and it's very straightforward. Just macro up, get your all your pads upgraded, your 3 bases, get your Goth, your power, and then eventually into power turret, and then a nice easy tank transition from there on. And that should be your goal in every single game on Labyrinth, just because power turret's pretty good, especially when compared to Goth. Goth is great and everything, but power turret's even better. So I'd much rather be on power turret than stuck on Goth. And in that game, that's a pretty fast timing, mind you, that I am able to get through that. So that should be your ideal case, and that's basically the fastest possible time for an effective tank transition out of Goth on Labyrinth after going for a full pop.
No more waiting. Certainly. Boosters activated. Boost engaged. Let me go. Waiting for instructions. No more waiting. Let me go. Point the way. Let me go. All units. Enemy engagement. Local units. All units. All units. No more waiting. Base under attack. Enemy engagement. All units. What if he is? Local units. I am all units. Local units. What shall I do? All units. All units. All units. What if he is? All units. All units. units. Quickly now. All units. All units. All units. Moving there. Vampire online. Vampire prepare. Let me go. All units.
Hey guys, welcome to the second game on Labyrinth, and this one's just going to be a little tutorial, so I'm not even going to commentate it. I'm just going to put a few annotations here and there, basically just mentioning like the key points, but otherwise there's not really much for me to commentate because you'll know when you watch the game. It's just basic building up, so I'm just going to point out a few things to keep in mind, but other than that, just make it your own and do ever how you feel.
Local units. Awesome. Local units. Moving out. Supply pad complete. All right. Let's go. Good to go. Warthog, good to go. Local units. All right. Local units. Rolling out. All right. Let's go. Yes, sir. Supply pad complete. Anytime. Moving out. Warthog rolling. Local units. On the move. Ready to roll. Local units. Supply pad complete. Ready. Rolling. Let's roll. Yes, sir. Moving out. All right. All units. Local units. On the move. Good to go. Rolling. Awesome. All units. Reactor complete. Local units. Sir? Local units. Ready. Supply pad upgraded. Let's go. Local units. Enemy engagement. Local units. Local units. All units. On the move. Anytime. Supply pad upgraded. Ready to roll. All right. Gunner researched. Let's go. All units. On the move. On the target. Yes, sir. Rock and roll. Orders, we're going. Supply pad complete. Ready to roll. Local units. Warthog fired up. Local units. All units. Local units. Local units. Supply pad complete. Local units. Local units. All right. Local units. All units. Local units. Local units. Base under attack. All units. Local units. Station complete. All units.
Awesome. Got it. We're going. Let's go.
All units.
Warthog, ready.
Enemy engagement.
Ready.
All units. Local units.
On the move. Let's roll. Yes, sir.
Local units.
Let's go. Go get some.
Local units. All units. Local units.
We're going.
Local units.
Let's roll.
Reactor complete. Local units. Local units.
Warthog.
All units.
All right.
All units.
Let's roll.
All units.
Rolling.
All
On
units.
the move. Let's go.
All units.
We're going.
All units.
Rolling out.
Supply pad complete. All units.
Let's go. Awesome.
All units.
Rolling out.
All units.
All right.
Enemy engagement. All units. All units.
Let's roll.
Local units. Station complete. Supply pad complete. All units.
Awesome. Let's go.
All units.
Let's go. On the move.
All units. Supply pad upgraded. All units. All units. Supply pad complete. Supply pad complete. All units.
Awesome. Rolling out.
All units. Supply pad complete. Supply pad upgraded. Base under attack.
All right. Rolling. Let's go. Moving out.
All units. All units. All units.
Rolling out.
All units. All units.
On the move. Ready to roll.
All units.
Go.
All units.
On the move.
All units.
Go.
All units. All units.
Rolling out. Anytime. On the move. You bet.
Local units.
Let's roll. Go get some.
Local units.
All right.
Supply pad complete.
Yeehaw!
All units. All units.
Rolling. We're going.
pad upgraded.
Let's go.
Supply pad upgraded. Gauss cannon researched. Supply pad complete.
Warthog, good to go.
All units.
On the move. Orders ready to roll. Moving out. Warthog rolling.
Local units.
On the move.
All units.
Let's go.
Supply pad upgraded. Supply pad upgraded. All units.
On the move. Warthog, good to go.
All units.
Warthog rolling.
All units.
Warthog fired up.
Supply pad upgraded.
Moving out. We're going.
Supply pad upgraded. All units. All units. All units. Supply pad upgraded. All units.
Rolling out.
All units. Supply pad upgraded. All units. All units.
On the move.
All units. All units. Vehicle depot complete. All units. All units.
Rolling out.
All units.
Go.
All units. All units.
Let's roll.
All units. 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 All units.
Let's roll. Orders.
All units. All units. All units.
Here it comes. Disruption bomb out.
All units. All units. All units. All units. All units.
We're going.
All units. Canister shell research.
Anytime.
All units. All units. All units.
Where to?
All units.
Ready to roll.
All units. All units.
Go.
All units.
Anytime.
All units. Vehicle depot complete.
Warthog ready.
Vehicle depot complete. Local units. Local units.
Rolling out.
Local units.
Let's go.
All units.
On the move. We're going. Yes, sir.
All units. All units. Power turret research. All units. All units.
Rolling. On the move. Scorpion fueled up.
All units.
Scorpion ready.
All units. All units. All units.
Ready.
All units. All units. All
ready for combat. We're ready.
All units.
Fueled up and rolling. Ready.
All units.
I'm there. Orders. Scorpion.
All
ready to
units.
roll. Where to? Rolling out. Warmed up. Orders. Online and rolling. We're ready.
Local units. Local units. Local units. Local units. Local units.
Send us in.
Local units.
Tank on the move.
Local units.
Solution acquired. Scorpion rolling out. Canister loaded.
Local units.
Moving up.
Enemy engagement. Fortress upgrade complete.
Ready.
All units. All units.
Fueled up.
All units.
Target. Crackle flying.
All units.
Online and roll.
Fortress upgrade complete. All units.
Up and rolling.
All units. All units. All
Here we
units.
go.
Local units. Local units.
Rolling out.
All units.
Attacking.
All units.
Target locked.
All units.
On the move. Fueled up and roll.
All units.
Right away. Locked in.
All units. Barracks complete.
Ready.
All units.
Where to?
All units.
Online and rolling.
Supply pad complete.
Moving out.
All units.
Firing. Yes, sir.
All units. All units.
Fueled up.
All units.
Online locked. Warmed up.
All units.
Target.
Local units.
Tank on the move.
Local units.
Fueled up and rolling. Ready to go.
All units.
Target locked.
All units.
Engaging target.
All units. All units.
Yes, sir.
All units.
On the move.
Mac improved.
We're ready.
All units.
Rolling out.
Supply pad upgraded.
Scorpion ready for combat.
All units.
Send us in.
Local
Online
units.
and roll. On the move.
Your team is victorious.